So we're gonna stay in the East. Sheldon took us out west, but we're gonna come back to the East, I should say. The Philadelphia 76ers and Joel Embiid are consulting doctors and considering alternative options such as surgery for his injured left knee. Is the 76ers process plan officially over, and do they need to blow up the entire roster?
Well, FIFA, I'm gonna let you over here eat right now, so I'm gonna
Let
let
them
you
finish
cook.
eating.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Wrap the Sixers up, bro. Get these niggas out of here, bro.
I was gonna say this.
Embiid.
Spike, you really can't talk because you was caping for Paul George heavy.
I was, man.
In the offseason.
I thought that
he was going to be the answer.
I was wrong, Kenny. I was definitely wrong. Like wrap all these niggas up, get all of them out of here. The GM, Embiid, the Cole, get everybody. Start a new process, bro.
That's what should have Sheldon. That should have been your Rodgers, Daryl Morey. But overall,
I wouldn't even want to watch Daryl Morey.
I will say this, bro. I've been ever since I've been on the show. I feel like there's a few takes that I've been stuck with, and the one that I feel like I don't ever get brought up like that a lot is my take on Philly. Because for years I said this process was a piece of shit because you can't win by losing, and that was what this whole process was built on. They have never been to the Eastern Conference Finals. They got no championships. They got no banners of any kind for the East or whatever else. The only thing that they got out of this was an MVP, and some people say it was a damn here MVP. You know what I'm saying? So to me, yes, go ahead and blow this up. You got Joel Embiid. They look the one thing ESPN has been doing lately that I kind of don't like, but for this case, it made a lot of sense. Is pocket watch. They be trying to show how much niggas get paid every year, sometimes based on certain contracts. The amount of money that this nigga making, bro, working part-time. Remember when we was yelling at Kyrie for being a part-time NBA player, and now this nigga doing that part-time NBA shit? Bruh, this nigga making damn near $100 million a year over the next 4 years. And honestly, it don't even make sense because he doesn't, again, the wins don't translate, the points don't translate. I'm not going to question his effort, but I just don't think he's worth it. And if he's not worth it, then everything about this whole process was a waste of time. They wasted a lot of careers like Joel or Nolan's Noel, Jaleel Joker and I'm not trying to say these niggas would have been superstars, but I'm saying in a different environment, they could have been at least productive. They could have been an Evan Mobley. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Philly wasted a lot of, like, what's his name? The one that got scared as hell and had anxiety now for the rest of it, Mikal Bridge Mikal Fultz.
Royce White. Was it Royce White?
No, Fultz. That's what I said.
No, Royce White was drafted by the Houston Rockets.
Houston.
They ruined Evan Turner out of Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? Like they ruined a lot of careers through this process, bro.
So I will say,
Markelle Fultz. Yeah, that's it.
I will say this. I've been talking about blowing up Philly for a little bit of time now because, and I've been very critical of Joel Embiid because I don't feel mentally he has what it takes to truly be a champion. Physically, when healthy, he's one of the best players that we've seen. But health is the biggest question, and availability is the best ability. And he don't have none of it. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the MVP and the good years he has had, we would call this guy a bust. Now, Nick, I'm gonna address a couple of the things that you said in terms of Jaleel Okafor, Nerlens Noel, Michael Carter. You know, he was Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys that they drafted. And this was the disciple of Daryl Morey. I can't remember his name. That came before Daryl Morey, but
Presti, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Presti. Presti's
Hinkie. Is it Hinkie?
Hinkie, Sam Hinkie.
Yeah, Hinkie.
They were just drafting the best player available without trying to make the puzzle pieces work. Move back in the draft if you don't feel like there's a guy. So drafting 3 centers in a perimeter dominated league makes absolutely no sense.
No sense. It was terrible, bro.
Yeah. And also they drafted Markelle Fultz when you had the opportunity.
Tatum
high end Jason Tatum, low end Lonzo Ball. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Markelle Fultz, I know you're looking, Ken, but I'm just saying I never believed in Markelle Fultz. I always question Markelle Fultz. So I'm only talking from my perspective. I can't talk You know what I'm saying? And anybody else. I'm just saying from my perspective, I always question Markelle Fultz. It's over. It's over. The only thing that is salvageable is Tyrese Maxey. Now, the hard part about this whole thing would be who wants Joel Embiid?
Yeah.
Because the business side
Washington.
of it dictates.
Hey, no offense,
But
Nick. Embiid is
they don't
African
even have.
scammer.
They
Embiid
don't
an
even
African
have the.
scammer, bro.
They
That's
don't
what
even
he
have. They don't
Nigerian.
even have
You want to
the
hit
money
Nigerian prince, bro.
to make it work.
Go ahead, FIFO.
What
They don't
is
have
it? No
the
offense,
money to
Nick.
make it work. You know what I'm saying? So the business side of the Joel Embiid thing dictates that you have to bring back salary. How, Sway? Who's giving up anything of value to get Joel Embiid? And then don't even get me started on PG. PG.
Oh, yeah.
I've been hypercritical about PG for the last 8 years. Pretender. He's always been a pretender. He's never shown up in the big moments. So who's taking on that albatross of a contract? This is arguably the worst situation that any team has ever been in outside the Mikhail Prokhorov New Jersey Nets when they were still in Jersey.
I was gonna say we can stick with. What about the Nets with Harden, Kyrie, and KD? That was a bad situation too.
That was, but they were still movable assets. Obviously, they still moved on from Kyrie. KD still has value to today. James Harden is reestablishing his value. Those guys have value. PG and Joel Embiid have zero value. Who's picking up the phone and say, "Hey, bro, hey, can I get this guy?" Ain't nobody calling for that one of them dudes.
It's something going on there because these guys are broken, man. And you started with Ben Simmons. We saw it ourselves because I think we went to the Hawks game and saw him. Did we? I thought we did. Anyway, watching him, in that series, like lose it all and the mental stuff that went on with Ben Simmons. That's when the process really broke down. It started with Ben Simmons mentally, then Joel Embiid physically, and it was over after that. There's nothing left because they were the last two standing members of the process that made sense. Nothing else made sense. And when Jimmy Butler came in, that was when you had every opportunity to win it all, pulling it out. They looked like a real team at that point. And that loss.
It was. I don't think it was that loss. I think it was them choosing Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. That's what it was.
That was huge.
That's because once Jimmy left, because I think they could have salvaged. I think Jimmy was good enough to at least be the glue to keep at least take the blame or be the leader that people thought Ben Simmons was going to be as the point guard. And not saying that Jimmy would have been a point guard, but I'm just saying take that leadership role. And then obviously be the number two in command with Joel Embiid on the court as the two, wing big combo. But once they left him and they let him go to Miami, where and however that played out, that broke him. That was the straw. When the 30 for 30 comes out, that's going to be what broke him. And the Kawhi Leonard shot and everything, they could have won a title that year.
The Kawhi Leonard shot is what did it. But what I'm saying is, I wonder if Jimmy had foresight to see what we didn't see.
Jimmy ain't knew what this. Jimmy ain't see it. We give it too much credit to Jimmy on that. Nah, it wasn't that. Jimmy just wanted his bread, and Miami was willing to pay it.
No. There's some credence to what Jimmy saw behind the scenes.
Jimmy said he wanted to stay, didn't
he? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He wanted to stay because he wanted the money. That's just the professional right thing to do and to say, right? But
Jimmy was terrible in that game 7, I think, by the way.
He was.
It happens, Ken.
It's one game out of 7.
It happens now. Jimmy is a cancer. He would have did the same damn thing to the damn Sixers.
I don't disagree, Ken. He can be cancerous, but sometimes he could be benign. And right now he's benign with the Warriors. That being said, when he got to Philadelphia, he had major issues, and JJ Redick talked about it on his podcast, of the coach, what's his name? Pop Disciple. I can't remember his name. I can see him in my head.
I remember. I know you're talking about. I forgot his name too.
I can't remember his name. But he's very docile, not a strong leader. He didn't call out the BS. And Jimmy's like, I'm here 1 week. Why the hell are we not? So we know that Jimmy has a very demanding personality, can be cancerous at times. Brett Brown, thank you. Jimmy can be cancerous at times, Ken. But at the end of the day, we know this. Jimmy comes to perform, right? And is he going to have an off game in a playoff here and there? Of course. But
It was
Ken,
game 7. That's the money game.
That's a
but
huge
he,
game.
And
but
I
he-
only mentioned game 7, by the way, Chad. I wasn't talking about the whole series. But when they needed him the most, he wasn't there.
okay, but he took a worse team in the Miami Heat to the finals multiple times. So that's why I say it happens, Ken, because we never put him at a superstar level. Like
I did.
We-
I
you
did.
did. You
You and
the
I.
only one.
I think he.
We
I
did
think
not.
I think he's still a superstar.
Oh my!
He turned around the Warriors, kid.
He said the Warriors got the best organization he's ever been a part of
Oh,
too.
He
man.
turned around the Warriors, kid.
But I hate it though, because you know, at this point, like I said, Joel Embiid just seems like a broken man. And I'm not just talking about his injuries. A lot of this stuff seems like it's physical as well as mental. And like I said, we saw what happened with Ben Simmons. It just didn't work out. It didn't. And the process may have worked. It had an opportunity to work out, you know, if things had been different, but
Well,
they let it go. The pieces around it had to be in place.
I think it depends on how you define success for the process, right? They went from being one of the worst teams to the league to being a playoff team. You know, being in contention for the playoffs. They screwed up a lot of picks. I give you that, but they found a franchise guy in Embiid. They knew he was injury prone because he missed the first 2 years. But they also used that as an opportunity to try to stockpile more picks. So I think in terms of it being, it was successful up to a point, meaning that they managed to become relevant again, and they became a playoff contender. I think the issue that they ran into, of course, is they didn't pick a championship. They didn't win a championship or even come close. So, and I think that is the problem. Then Joel Embiid, as he gets older, and as most players do as they get older, he is starting to fall apart. He was already fragile and brittle before, but age is going to make that accelerate even more. And I think the other thing is, when I think about these guys that, you know, this revisionist history that people love to do about who woulda, shoulda, coulda, would Jason Tatum even been who he is? Would Jaylen Brown even been who he's turned out to be in Philly, given how their organization has been and the leadership of that organization? We don't know the answer to that. You know, it's possible that the best versions of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were gotten out of Boston. And we could be talking about them the same. Look at how we talked about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown for years before they won a championship. Years. We criticized Jason Tatum just as much as last year, just as frequently as last year, about his mental fortitude and will to win.
100% Ken, but this is where I will push back just a little bit. From a pieces fitting, Jason Tatum's game fit better than Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz was, to a degree, not like 100% undersized, but a smaller guard, right? Like, it's not like he was like Ben Simmons 6'10", like just oversized guard. I wouldn't call him undersized, but average.
He's
you know
a 6'5" point guard though, FIFO.
He's 6'4". He was 6'4". So you know, like that's Russell Westbrook. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. It's good enough. But again, the way Markelle Fultz played at Washington, how does that mesh with Ben Simmons? Because he needed the ball, right? Like a scoring duo combo guard, where Jason Tatum is a bucket getter, premium size at the position, and he could guard multiple positions. Where Markelle Fultz could guard the 1 and the 2. Jason Tatum could guard 1 through 5, depending on who the 5 is. So just from a basketball fit, he made more sense. And then if you wanted a true point guard, in my opinion, Lonzo was the better true point guard. But then why would you put him and Ben Simmons together? So again, like you said, and you already mentioned, Ken, they messed up a lot of draft picks.
But and Ken, the only other thing on top of some of what FIFA was saying is like, for me, we saw early success with Boston. They sustained that. We were more so critical of Boston because our level of expectations rose as they did. With Embiid, it was like, I don't even want to put it all on Embiid. Like with Philly, it was just like, y'all can't even get out the second round. Like, what's going on? Y'all have all this talent and y'all still can't get out the second round. It seemed even worse to that, because at least with Boston, we were thinking like maybe you should trade Tatum, maybe you should trade Brown, like maybe it's just one piece away from you getting over a hump of a championship. We was like, we don't know how the hell you're not even getting to the finals, the conference finals. Like, what's stopping y'all from there? Is it the players? Is it the coaches? Is it the organization? Like, it was a whole clusterfuck of things to me, and it's still going on to this day. That's why, like, a lot of the stuff is going to be put on Embiid because he's going to be the last man standing. But at the same time, I can't just throw it all on him. And Lou, like I keep telling you, bro, I'm East African, so all that West African, it don't matter to me. I don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? We on the East side.
He had to circle back to it, Luke.
Hey, that was wild. It took a while to get back.
I seen his face when I said it, Ken. I knew he was going to address it at some point.
That's like a West Coast nigga saying some East Coast disses against you. You could give a fuck. Like he said he hate Brooklyn. Like, nigga, okay.
I don't disagree. I think the expectations were different, but I think the criticisms were very similar. And I think if Taysom was in Philly, I think it would have been heightened even more because of the criticisms of the process overall. Like, it was a very dysfunctional environment that people started to call out and look at. So it was very dysfunctional. So you throw Tatum in the mix, who seemed to not be able to handle the pressure that was put on him in Boston, then Tatum would have received just as much criticism, in Philly, and we would still be probably more than likely having the same issues.
He wouldn't have made it in Philly. He slept with his mom till he was 13, bro. So he wouldn't have made it.
Oh wow!
All right, bro, you have to bring that up.
He said it. He said it, bro.
No, he didn't. Why you lying?
He did say that.
What did he say that?
He did say that, Ken. He slept with his mom till he was 13 years old. Look at Ken's face. I think it looked like it's froze.
That's what I was gonna say, Ken.
I said he had separation anxiety, bro. He slept with his mom till he was 13. He ain't making it in Philly.
I was gonna say,
ain't gonna happen.
Do you think they should blow the hook? How many people, raise your hand if you think they should blow up the roster, blow up the team?
They should keep Maxey. They should keep Maxey.
To me, that's still blowing up. That's still blowing up the roster. If you keep only one player,
just build around Maxey.
They ain't building shit.
You don't need to build around.
They gonna build a fort.
You don't need to build around it, but you do need to get rid of everybody, man.
Yeah, he's solid though. I fuck with Maxey, but you don't build a team around Tyrese Maxey.
You don't.
Yeah, sounds insane.
That's like building around Jalen Brunson.
Can't do
that. I don't know. I think
Brunson led a team to the conference finals, Sheldon. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Oh, what you did.
I think who do you lead to the conference final? You talking about Dallas?
Hey, listen, we talk about Brunson.
I think that it's a tough situation because I think I have to see what people are saying. So I don't know if you guys put it in the chat somewhere that mentally Embiid is going through some issues or something like that. Like, he doesn't seem like he's the same. So if he's checked out, then you got to let him go. But it's a buyer's beware, because what is he, almost 30, over 30? Like, physically, there's no way he's going to be able to keep going at this rate. So, you will have to do some serious load managing with him. And then I don't know how you build pieces around, because Maxey and Embiid works. Paul George came in and didn't do shit, but Embiid has been hurt. So we haven't had a chance to really see what this team truly could have been if he was healthy. But we see the value of Embiid, because with him nowhere, not even touching the court, they weren't even coming close to winning games. And then Paul George got hurt, and then it was a wrap. So he is the engine that drives that team. But I don't know, bro. Then you can't get shit for him. Well, I mean, you probably could. Shit, they handing out shit nowadays.
Yeah,
I don't know,
say,
man.
You can get 6 draft picks for for Rudy Gobert.
Right.
I know you could get probably damn near half a franchise.
I
for
still mess
Embiid.
with Embiid though. I'm not anti Embiid. I'm still
But
mess with him.
Rudy hasn't missed time. He's always available.
Rudy's hurt now.
In comparison and relative to Joel Embiid, he 1% hurt.
Yeah.
You want goof? Never mind.
I didn't say that, Ken. I'm just saying I wouldn't. Okay, everybody put their GM cap on real quick. Are you calling Philly to trade for Joel Embiid?
No.
I don't know.
Maybe
What team?
What team I
Yeah,
am.
maybe
Yeah, depending on what team I am.
If you Atlanta, I
Name
know
a team.
Landry Fields will call.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The fact that Landry Fields is in the higher ups of the Hawks.
I saw that.
Is
The
nuts.
Philly ain't giving out bobbleheads at game. They
The
giving out
Nets.
walking
The
boots.
Nets will trade for him.
Hell no.
The Nets aren't even. They need to leave. They need to send that team to Seattle. Honestly, don't nobody give a fuck about Brooklyn Nets like that.
They'll trade for him though because they need a name.
Yeah, that's what they do. They
Yeah,
went and
they
got
got
old ass
nothing.
KG.
Yeah.
You know, so
Shout out to KG too. He getting ready to get the job in Memphis front office. I mean Minnesota's front office.
all right.
I guess.
Well, anyway, I guess we'll find out, man. But I think the end is definitely near for Embiid, and we're gonna move on.